Hello, it's Annie from Bad Squiddo Games, and welcome to our first Mailbox episode, which was inspired by the wonderful Troy from Sonic Sledgehammer Studios, who does some really good videos and is one of my new favourites, so go have a little look. But yes, he has inspired me to do a little video of just random questions that you folks have sent in. And in my new trying to do all in one take, which is my disclaimer at the start for when you think, what the hell am I watching? It's not going to be amazingly polished, but I have a lot of things to do. So this is what you get. And eventually, as we said each time, fame and stardom and a natural YouTuber will follow. So let's get to the questions. So I haven't looked at these properly before, so you'll also get lots of which you love. So let's have a look. So I have them here. Mike Jarvis says, any new ranges of female figures on the horizon that you are prepared to tease us about? No. There's the dwarfs. There's the dwarfs, you know about those. There is something else, and I can't tell you. It's good though, you get surprises. I like being able to talk about things, and I am rubbish at keeping secrets, for my own secrets anyway, because they're just so exciting and I want to tell people. But as always, just keep, with new things, just keep checking, because as soon as the point where I decide to throw the cat out of the bag, the cat is never getting back in that bag, and I will just go crazy with updating on all the things that are happening. But while something's a bit in progress, I feel like I jinx it a bit, so yes. No. Sorry, Mike. But soon all wonders will be revealed, and then after that project, more wonders will be revealed. Lars says, when do you take time off? I do. I'm trying to be a lot better. I do work crazy hours, which is one of the reasons I'm usually really tired or spaced out or confused. But that's pretty standard for this industry, or just self-employed people in general. I'm trying to take Saturdays or Sundays off soon. Yeah, just currently it's still so much work for one person to do that I'm trying to balance putting in the hours, because you've got to put in the hours to build a company up, and actually taking some time to recharge myself, which will happen a lot more in the summer when it's nice and sunny and I don't want to be indoors. But yes, sometimes I take time off, but currently it's a bit of a sore spot. I should take more time off. Benny says, what was your hardest thing to say no to when it came to ideas for miniatures? The only person I have to say no to, I guess, is me. And I've had some pretty cool ideas, but the main things which stay as ideas are things that just aren't economically viable, which is a shame, because some things might, but there's so much of a risk, and when everything is so tight, you can't take too big a risk. And this sounds actually quite negative, because what my business is a massive risk. From the start, it's all been a big risk, and it's all paid off. But you know, there's all the risk of shield maidens, or the risk of something that's so wacky and out there that, 10 people will love it, but that's it, and that's not going to pay for your mould. So there's quite a lot of things I'd like to do, and it's actually in the female miniatures land that what I used to do was sort of do a bit of a sure thing release, and then put treats for myself in between, and then the treats have been quite I'm not doing another take. I'm not doing it. Surprising is the word. Because the gunny pets, they were something that I did kind of for me, because I thought it's easy to put some guns on them, part of the Kickstarter, and then that's taken off. So I'm aware that I've rambled for 3 of these questions so far. But yes, there's a lot of cool female miniatures that I'd like to do, but it's whether there's a game or purpose that you can really squeeze them into, and if it's, she'd look amazing, but what would you do with her? They're the ones that I'm having to say no to myself at the moment, because obviously I need to make money to pay my rent, which is a goal to have in life, I think. Kevin says, if you could do a range of models on an existing franchise, what franchise would it be? There's one, right? And I'm gonna be that annoying, but I can't tell you. There's one that I'd love to do, and one of my little side projects is trying to figure out how I can make it viable, because it's small enough that I reckon the license wouldn't be too much. There's no way I'm saying it, because one of those license hunters will go and take it away, and it's something real deep in my heart, and it'd be brilliant, and it'd be so... That's one of those, maybe one of those, like Benny said, things I'd have to say no to currently. But once I've, I reckon I could do it. And again, you don't know what I'm talking about. But there's a really cool one that I love. In terms of big franchise, I don't know. I guess The Walking Dead or Game of Thrones, and people have got those anyway. Game of Thrones based on the film rather than based on the TV show rather than based on the book, obviously. I'd love someone to do that. I'm kind of waiting, but I'm guessing the license for that is loads of money. But the Darksword figures are lovely, but you see the characters like Daenerys in her super fantastic dresses and stuff. Those as miniatures would be amazing. What have we got? Carol says, when you are planning a new range of figures, where do you find your inspiration? What is it that makes you say, oh yes, I want to do these? It can be anything, really. What I tend to do, if I've got a vague idea, is to go to a museum or some sort of historical... Well, because most of what I do is historical. Just go and have a look around somewhere like that. Or sometimes it's just as corny as going for a walk and just seeing what... Because my brain's always full of so many things that to just have it free, it means that you can sit and think about things a lot more. I have an enormous library of books about women in history, obviously a million feminism books as well, but there's lots of I've got specific books on specific people and eras, but also those sort of flick through coffee table books, and that's how the Soviets came about. I was just flicking through one, it's like Cool Women Through the Ages or something, saw the Night Witches, and then something Range of Soviets. Still haven't actually done Night Witches, and nobody put that as a question, but I'll answer it anyway. They are coming. Jason D'Souza, which was then echoed by Troy, says, what is a dream project? Sculptor would be a perfect fit. Casting would be impeccable. What do you make? Well, this sounds cheesy. Casting is impeccable, and I've got my dream sculptor. So money, I guess, would be the objects. I don't know. This is rubbish of me. This is the point where I'd cut, because I've just been saying I don't know. If it was a dream, I guess my big dream is to just do everything. But maybe that dream project would be that license thing, if that ever happens. And obviously plastics. There's so many things I'd love to do in plastics, but they're so expensive. So in this scenario where Jason and Troy both pitch in and give me 50 grand, then I will do some plastics. Yes. What else do we have? Tim Stringer says, how does the person who drives the snowplow get to work? Which is a ridiculous question, because everyone knows that the snowplow person will reverse into their drive, so if there is heavy snowfall, they can plough their way out and save the neighbourhood. Alistair, will the older range of Shield Maidens be available again? That's a good question. I'd like them to, but I don't know at this point. Part of me wants them they're nice, but it's always this moving on, and it still costs money to get them moulded, to get them back into production, which is money I could be putting onto new things, and I have a feeling that some of the other older bits might end up going out of production fairly soon. Go and buy them. But probably not for the foreseeable future. The Berserker pack, though, there is quite a strong chance of those. The moulds have been handed over to the current guys. I have moulds all over the place, but recently I've been getting a lot transferred back back to my new caster, who's not new. I've had them for 2 years now, but I keep calling them my new caster because I've been through so many. But yes, some of the older stuff is getting remoulded. So whilst we're going revisiting those master molds, there might be a few things where I go, oh come on, let's put them in. So yeah, probably not, but maybe. Hey, my answer to everything. Peter Bryan, undercoat in black or white. This is quite controversial. But white. I know it was started black. And then I figured out after a while, why am I spending so much time lightening these up when I could have just painted them, undercoated them lighter? Yeah, so white. I went for a black with a white mist on the top for a bit, but no. I like the GW one, which I think is here. This is not a paid endorsement, it's just what I like using. The Corax white. Because it's not that bright white, and it's not grey enough that it's a pain in the ass. Corax white is my dream undercoat. I tend to do a lot of bright things too, so that helps. Stephen Lennon says, do you get time to play, and what is your favourite thing to play? I currently do not get any time to play, but this needs to be sorted. My main gaming at the moment is those super easy short card games that, you know, the last game I played was yes or no, where you have to answer questions yes or no and press the ding. That's the limit my brain is currently at. But again, that's in my things to work on. What else? We've got quite a few. John Haynes, will you be using Kickstarter more to fund new figures? I looked at Midland Miniatures and AW Miniatures and they run a lot. Yes, I will. That's quite a long topic, so I'll try to brief on this one. But yes, Kickstarter is very useful for us small companies. The only downside I'm currently struggling with is before I get to the Kickstarter point, I still need to spend a few £1,000s to get the sculpts ready to show you, because I don't like that, doing a Kickstarter without anything to show. But I've got something sort of mid-groundy that I'll be announcing relatively soon. But yes, Kickstarter the sales it just makes so much difference. If I release something flat, maybe I'll sell that many, that being an unmarked graph. So this means nothing, but I might sell that many in a flat release, and then I'll sell that many in a day on Kickstarter. So as much as I kind of loathe the whole Kickstarter way everything's gone, I have to do it to stay in business, basically. And they're fun, and I've made the Honor Bagaishi project really fun, and I put a lot of care into making it feel special when you got everyone who got the packages will know what I'm talking about, and that's actually a really lovely event. So I did originally go into it a bit grumpy about Kickstarter, but I do like it now. So yes, it will be a semi-regular sort of thing, but I will still always have the flat releases in between, depending on what they are. Chris Nicol, when will we get Abyssinians or Peruvians? They are breeds of guinea pig, and again, soon. I need to work on it, but that's the sort of thing that people should keep pestering me about, because I really want to do it, and I keep forgetting, because it's not in the big scheme projects. But yes, more guinea pigs. I reckon a guinea pig pack 2 with all sorts of different fluffy versions in, because they're all quite short-haired in the first pack, and my guinea pigs just look like hair. Well, they are just hair, but yeah, they're all curlies and longies and tufties, and yes, we need to do guinea pigs pack 2. I need to get Joe out of retirement, the sculptor, as well. Roger says, Star Wars or Star Trek? It's straight up Star Wars. Absolutely Star Wars. John Haynes again. Coffee, green tea, black tea, or fruit infusions? Coffee with lots of milk, maybe a third milk. That's the way to go. But everything else is good. What has been the highest? Oh, Drew, this is some of the Twitter questions. Don't worry, there's not much left. I don't know how long we've gone on for, but it's working, probably. I'm feeling quite relaxed, so that's also good. Not under a lot of, I'm doing a video sort of worry. Drew says, what has been the highest and lowest point of Bad Squiddo Games? The lowest point... Building your own company is like a roller coaster of this. So I was about to say, well, it must have been some point last year, but then I also all the low points just flashed before me. A big low point, well, last year was very difficult, and it could have been the end, but it wasn't. Just because I'm ace and you're ace because you continue to support me through it, and my friends are ace for scooping me up and making me sort it out. The low points, well, in the early days I had lots of problems with casting, but they were pretty low when a box arrives of casts that you're really excited about, and it's not good. But yeah, low wise last year, last year in general, the start of the first half of last year, I think, because I had to move house. On the off chance you've missed any of this, I had to move house and move office at the same time in a short notice period, and I decided not to just move locally but to move from Wales to England. So that was just really, really stressful, and all the unexpected costs and things made it just kind of put me into a bit of quite a large low. So me and Bad Squiddo are kind of one, so me being in a mega low point is Bad Squiddo being in a low point. The highest point so far, Salute, the trade show, they're always high points. I'm hoping this year is going to be the biggest high point. But yeah, generally any trade shows always give me this real like, yes. And anytime someone sends in a picture of their daughter painting Shield Maiden or one of my minis, that personally just feels like a massive high point, because it's just a massive symbol and proof that what I'm doing is working and people want it. So off the top of my head, I can't think of any particular one high and one low, but it's high and low all the time, which is driving me crazy. But it's fun. It is fun. I recommend the war games industry. What else? Anita says, would you ever choose to branch out into creating a boxed game or something similar, or do you prefer the creativity of individual minis/sets? I'm going to merge this in with the Des Royne. I do not think that is the chap's name, but this is Twitter, so that fellow's name. He says, can I ask if you're looking into more cohesive/themed series in the future? I'm kind of in love with the ogres, and I wonder if you'll do a fitting fantasy range grouped as such. I think they're both very good questions. Box sets and games are definitely on the agenda, and I can tell you that. Once we get further in with Gunny Pet, which is still in development, don't worry, we haven't forgot it. There's just been lots of hurdles, but well, both with me trying to catch up from last year, and the writer has had her own set of problems, and us actually being not in some sort of crisis at the same time has been quite rare, but hopefully we're at that point now. So once Gunny Pets is out, we'll start putting that into boxes. Once it's all, we're going to playtest the heck out of it. We are playtesting the heck out of it. But once it's been out for a while, and we do some more releases, I think that's definitely time for a box set. I'd like to do some unit sets, which is in plan for Salute, for things like the Shield Maidens and Soviets, but I know that's not what you people meant. Sorry. I know that's not what you meant with the question, but it seemed relevant. So in terms of that whole theme, yes, I'm totally going more into larger ranges rather than bits here and there. One of the cold, harsh truths is that the larger ranges sell more because people keep buying into them, and then I release some more of that theme, and it goes with the previous models. So things like the Soviets and Shield Maidens are obviously the largest, and then followed by the Onabugaishi. Well, I call them Onabugaishi. Not everything in my feudal Japan range is Onabugaishi, but it sounds nicer. But those three are the largest for me, and they're going to keep growing. Some bits I try out, so I might do. So the Onabugaishi were at the start, there was just a few of them, and it was a bit of I dipped my toe in a little bit. And sometimes it's okay, they're not sold as many, but if they had friends, they'd sell loads. And other times, like, these, I love them, but they've kind of gone a bit lead weight. So that's, if I come out with something and it's a whole load at once, it means I'm super confident. But other times, because it's so expensive to produce models, it's some things I love, I have to not do them as much because they're just going to cost me a lot of money. And yeah, you know what it's like. So yeah, There will be a boxed game. There's something else I've got in the more future, but yeah, I think that's definitely the way to go. Things where there's just a lot more you can get. So if you're doing an army, you can get it all here, or at least get a whole chunk of women here and then get the dudes from somewhere else. The ogres, there are currently no more plans for, but if you keep prodding Phil Hines, he's a sculptor and also runs Bear's Head, you might convince him to do some ogres for his range and they'll probably be compatible. The final question from Peter Bryan is jam then cream or cream then jam? And I always forget the one that I like until I have it in front of me. But I'm pretty sure it's cream because the cream sort of melts into the scone and then the jam just plumps on top. Because if you put the jam on first, then the cream falls off the jam, and I don't think that's right. I'm sorry if due to this very controversial answer people leave, but please stay. So I hope you enjoyed this and it's not been painful at all. Obviously there's a few bits where I look like I'm in headlights. I am! There's a light there and a light there. They're really bright. I've had a little bit of a tinker around though, I don't know if you've noticed. And I've moved the camera and I'm a bit closer. But it might not actually bleach me out into whiteness anymore, and the quality might be better. Who knows? Let's keep doing all these little videos, keep sending in some mailbox questions, and I'll do some more of them, maybe once a week or once every 2 weeks, and it's quite a nice informal chat with myself. Which fits with the, do you ever have any time off? Well, it's Friday night and here I am. It's Robin Trade Show tomorrow. Well, not tomorrow, Sunday, but yes, all that things to prepare for. And in general, if you're still here watching, thanks everyone for this week, because we had that big clearance sale. We still have, there's lots of cool things, and you've been hammering that and giving me lots of things to do, so brilliant. And yes, lots of new things on the horizon. But I'm going to go and I'm going to rewatch this and go, what am I talking about? But publish it anyway. Goodbye, and thanks again, Troy, for the idea to do the mailboxy thing. Goodbye.